This is going to be a love reading for the general collective of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you'd like to get a hold of me for a personal reading, I'll include my contact information down below in the description box. I want to bring up that there is music playing in the background, and I am outside of my sun house, my greenhouse, so if you do hear other noises, there's children and people outside playing and doing work. So if you'd please like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate that so that my messages can get to a bigger audience. So I pulled from a few different decks. One of the decks that I am totally in love with right now is called the Blind Spot Oracle Cards by Teal Swan. So the card that came out for you that would best pertain or concern the last half of April in love matters is card number 11, which is free will. Give me just a moment. So, just so also, FYI, I do curse. I try to keep it at a minimum, but not cussing is just not who I am. So, I can tend to have the mouth of a pirate, a sailor. So, here we go. Free will. Card number 11. If you have drawn this, what you are currently not seeing is that you are out of touch with your free will. This means in your life in general and in the situation at hand, you need to take responsibility in some way and take actions as a result of that responsibility in order to feel free and empowered. Freedom is a sense of being able to think, speak, or act according to what we want without hindrance or restraint. Freedom is something that all people value, and it is something that all people need to a certain extent. It is also a guarantee that because we live on the planet with other people, we will experience the loss of freedom at certain points in our life. Free will is essentially free choice. No matter how much freedom we seem to lack in a situation, we always have it because we always have a choice. Even if that choice is not always a choice we want to make. Even if we are choosing between two things, both of which we don't want. Now is the time to get back in touch with that freedom inherent in whatever choice you do have and can make. Responsibility is the opportunity to act independently because you are the one who has the duty to deal with something. This makes you the one who is accountable. Responsibility is also required to achieve an aim. Not taking responsibility is like standing at the end of a bowling alley, hoping someone else will throw the bowling ball for you that you don't have to be accountable for the result of doing so yourself. This means you will fail in every aspect of your life. You will be incapable of following through to achieve something. Responsibility comes with a certain kind of pressure. We could consider the pressure that the price of free will, and that pressure is only worth it to people if they can see that they get something positive out of taking on that pressure. Some of the things a person could get as a result of taking on that pressure, for example, are authority, self-esteem, a sense of personal accomplishment, control, and rather ironically, freedom. Free will has so much to do with what makes you an individual, feel good, and what is right for you specifically. That if you have drawn this, you may have trouble chronically in your life with desire. When you are young, we have no problem following our feelings and thus intrinsic motivation to the ends of the earth. But when someone our survival depends, I believe they skipped a word, but when someone or our survival depends on makes that selfish or otherwise wrong or makes it too hard for us to achieve what we desire with our free will, we suppress those emotions as well as motivation. Basically, the person who struggles chronically with desire and free will has learned that it is not safe to want. Pretty soon they have no motivation to speak of. They don't know what they want. They become apathetic. If you peel back apathy and look at the root emotion that is actually there, the root vibration that causes apathy is despair. The complete loss or absence of hope. This is sheer powerlessness. It is the ultimate form of discouragement, but this perception of powerlessness is not accurate. It is the residual perception of you adopted from your childhood experience. You are young. You are the young elephant who is tied to a tree that it could not move. But you're the elephant that grew to an adult that is fully capable of uprooting that tree you were tied to. But you do not do it, because you still believe that you cannot. If you have drawn this, change is not in the hands of anyone else in the situation. You can't wait for them to do something to get you to where you want to be. You need to make choices, no matter how difficult, to become aware of your free will again. It is your life. You came here to live it. You can be free, but freedom comes with great responsibility and difficult choices. And that really sums up your reading very well. I did also draw from the Rebel deck, and in the Rebel deck it says, the cards that you received is, don't take 12, take 1, okay, maybe 2, move on, take a shot. That project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit, the world has your back. It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass. Pronto. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. You need some time alone, and you know why. And then there's a lightning bolt. Figure shit out on your own. And I had also pulled some spiritual as fuck cards. And the basic messages of these cards is prayer is dope as fuck. Gossip dies when it hits wise ears. Fuck what they say. What someone or anyone else says about you doesn't matter. Really and truly, it doesn't. If you heard it secondhand, it super doesn't matter. And if the person isn't your higher power, your boss, or your best friend, it super duper doesn't matter. Think about how much more time you'd have to dream up new cool shit if you really and truly stopped worrying about what other people say about you. You think Martin Luther King cared what other people said when he wasn't there? No. He was out marching and doing good shit. Let him talk. Do your shit. And you are not your situation. One of the keys to becoming spiritual as fuck is to define who you are by something deeper inside yourself and further outside yourself than the world can touch. You are someone, even if you're not your financial situation, your job, your relationships, or even your body. Find out who that person is, and you'll be unfuckwithable. Hint, you'll probably have to do some soul searching. So, those also line up, I would say. Then I pulled you a spirit card, postcard. Dear Stu, there are times that you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the patterns that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by a super bright light. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. And in your angel advice card, it says obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Okay, so the letters associated with a person or part of this a person or your situation, and whether it be initials or any way it pertains, is A, D, H, E, C, Z, and J. Z is in zebra, by the way. Okay, and the numbers that may pertain to your reading, or in their birth date, the date you met, the month you met, is 1, 4, 8, 5, 3, 26, 7, 10. And let's go ahead and, sorry about my noisy chair. Let's go ahead and jump into the tarot and Lenormand cards. And I also have Kipper cards out here too. Oh, and I can't remember what they're called. If I get a chance, I'll post it in the description box. So let's see here. So the lyrics of the song are kind of talking about wanting to go back to something that feels home again, maybe back to a previous person. In your past, you felt stuck from a new beginning, like you were trapped from having a new beginning. You were not, and possibly you felt trapped by that because you were working on your own abundance or your self-abundance, nurturing yourself for what you felt was best for you, being protective of that abundance and not wanting to share any love, or felt that you needed to be protective of your love or maybe possibly your union in order to continue to maintain the financial aspect. Possibly you're married or in a long-term committed relationship or in some sort of situation that ties you up with financial responsibilities, and you may have been fearful that if you offered your love somewhere else that financial situation would be a burden if you lost your spouse's or past interest or current interest financial contribution. Presently, you're wanting to drop the burden. The burden is very heavy in your mind, trying to make a decision in between stability, security, and possibly having conversations with somebody about having a new beginning. It looks like in the near future you may be reuniting, but this may cause some kind of grief and burden within a long-term commitment. But not to do this is a grief and a burden to your heart and mind, to stay away from possibly someone of your past that you feel is your true love. So after that, I had pulled some of these love oracle cards. As I said, I can't remember the name. And the cards you received were surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change what is beyond our control. Deep in your heart, you already know the answers. Do what feels right. So then I had pulled a identical spread for if things stay the same, what the probable outcome may be to this situation. I do feel that you may be older than the person that you're with, or your love interest is. There may be a great opportunity to unite with a past lover, and it would bring you ultimate happiness and stability to go back to a friend who at one point in time may have been very stable for you. It looks like you want and may achieve a meeting of the minds and a union that is greater than courtship, greater than dating or just a friends with benefits. And that, so at the center of this outcome spread is the Ace of Cups. You want a brand new emotional beginning with Possibly a Leo. And that by reviewing a situation of where you left somebody out or you were left out, that here, how do I explain that? So there might be some concern of somebody that you had left out because you had gotten married or were involved in a more serious commitment. But your happiness is with the person that you left behind. So now you're feeling that and you want to manifest this person back. That you hid behind a false mask, possibly, and acted like that person or that Leo did not matter to you. Other signs you could be dealing with are Aries, Cancer, Aquarius, a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We got Aquarius again. Another Taurus. Gemini. So for the advice cards, what I am seeing is that by no longer waiting and taking action, you could bring yourself out of poverty. And if you took action in this situation, you'd bring yourself out of poverty, and this may bring you some kind of unexpected happiness, maybe something you think of, but you don't know if it's really there or not. But then again, follow your heart. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. And that the outcome of the situation may be, or the advice for the situation is that you need to make the plan to move forward, to heal something to do with something you had once wished for. That you secretly desire a Leo, but you don't speak of it. You know it. You know it's right, but you do not speak of it. Or it could be that you use your strength to withhold from a Pisces. But you secretly wish to move forward. So in the end, what you need to do is that you need to make a formal action to move forward, to heal a secret. I want to say this person was somebody you may have had an affair with. So you need to heal a connection with somebody that you may have in the past had an affair with. And that will bring you back and restore your happiness. Even though I think that in the past, when you had left this person out, I think you were probably under the impression that you were doing the best thing for your path forward. That you were concerned with financial stability and, you know, the traditional dream, like marriage. You don't cheat. When you do cheat, you know, things fall apart and you can't fix them. But this person had come into your life and you had made a connection with them, possibly for a reason. Maybe what you thought was only going to be a one-night stand ended up impacting you a lot deeper than what you had thought. And not talking to this person is probably making those feelings grow. You know, it's like we want most what we can't have, especially when we restrict ourselves. So kudos on, you know, having self-restraint, but it looks like it may be causing conflict in your present circumstances, and that even though you may hurt someone in order to move on to what your heart truly desires, is that, you know, the worser of, you know, another evil of, you know, staying there as a false person, pretending like you're happy, giving this person the impression that you're happy with them when secretly you desire somebody you may have, you know, followed your intuition or what you may have thought of being impulsive and had a adult encounter with. So I guess my advice, take it or leave it, is you need to reach out and make communication with that person that you think of constantly. That person, I believe it's mutual. I believe that person thinks of you also. That a reunion would lead to a long-term commitment. That you can't fear, concern of losing your home or your financial stability. And those things come with work, you know. But love, you don't always get, you know, to hang on, or, you know, if you wait too long for that opportunity, that love opportunity may not wait for you. So Taurus, this is your reading for the second half of April. I hope it could have been assistance to somebody out there. Please, again, like, share, subscribe. If you'd like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your April. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. All right, thank you.